I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I missed y'all. Hey, listen. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see that shit last night? Did y'all see the show last night? Oh my goodness. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Listen. Hey, everybody. Let's see. Y'all know what to do. Make sure you drop your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from into the chat so I could give you a shout out real quick. I also want to say hello and thank you to all of my moderators. I see Lady D Keys is in the house. Anyone that you see with a wrench behind their name, Miss Tina is in the house. Anyone that you see with a wrench behind their name, they are volunteering their time to hang out with us today, okay? So listen, I know that people have some feelings, okay, about the show, about what we saw last night. Y'all know they cut out that grooming scene. They added some stuff. What's up, Clone in the House? Clone in the House is my real sister. My real sister. We got the same mama, same daddy. At least that's what they told us, okay? What's up, Cheryl the Pearl? Come on in, you guys. Thank you. We got stuff to talk about. I haven't been on for a little bit. I needed to take a break so I can come in and say hello to all of y'all and be good energy today. What's up, Kevin, my snarky friend? Nice to see you. Let's see. What's up, Gloria, coming in from STL? What's up, the Lioness? Thank you. I appreciate you. Baby Peaches from Indiana is in the house. What's up? Let's see. The Big Apple. Let's see. Tallulah, Louisiana. What's up? Whew, y'all, I got some tea to spill, so I hope everybody is ready because some people was lying on that damn TV show. Some people were lying, and I'm going to tell y'all what's up. What's up, Vivian from Jamaica? Welcome. We're about to spill some tea. We about to point some things out. That was a tough reunion, child. It was a dirty business last night. I see the UK is in the house. What's up? Diana, 2 versions of the reunion. Part 2 was released. The grooming scene was aired. Oh, was it really? Okay, so it was aired on another. What's Chilu? Tell me what that is, Kevin, because I've never heard of that. I might have to see what that's about. Telemundo, what was it? Hampton, Georgia's in the house. What's up, New Jersey? I'm looking for Kevin's comment. He said there was 2 different versions released. Okay, come on in. What's up, Florida? Nell got into it with Tisha at her birthday party when Tisha said she wasn't a role model. Okay. Come on in. What's up, Chronic? I see you. Welcome. Nice to have you. That's right. Hit the like button as we enter, okay? Listen, y'all. North Carolina, Atlanta, what's up? Kansas City, what's up? Listen, y'all, we gotta talk about this. Get myself on camera. What's up, everyone? Welcome. I hope it's warm where I am. So we are experiencing spring already, child. It's in the 70s. I've been out every day trying to get my tan on. Today I am wearing Kung Fu Kenny, okay? AKA Kendrick Lamar. What's up? Come on in, and we are about to talk about this show. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to wait to see where you guys are talking about. I heard there were 2 different versions of the episode we watched last night, part 2 of the reunion. We got a 3rd part next week. I heard Kevin said it was aired on Tulu. What's that? I need to see. Yes, K. Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny. Thank you. I have been off, child. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know sometimes you can get two in your fifis. Okay, that's what happened to me, child. When I have to take a break, I know I was doing it every day, and it just got to me. You know what I'm saying? Philo. Now I have Philo. I watched it on Philo, and it did not show that version. It was completely cut out. They gave Destiny this very long montage. It was wild. Are you printing up your shirts? Nope, these are not. I didn't print anything, child. I buy them. I buy them. Tubi. Um, mm, 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 mm. I don't think it airs on Tubi. It doesn't air on Tubi. I think it's only contracted to air on, I think it's maybe even not Discovery. Oh, on Philo. Okay. You said not Telu. Okay. So Philo. So just an FYI, I do have Philo. That's where I watch it. So it's on Discovery. It's on OWN. And maybe not Discovery anymore. And it's licensed to, I want to say HBO Max or whatever it's called now. I think it's no longer called HBO Max. It's just called Max Showtime or something like that. So it did not play that version. It was completely cut out on my screen. The scene I saw did show Destiny. You can tell that it was actually not just that part. It felt like it was a long scene because they gave Destiny everything for her return. Like it showed everything from season 8 on down. They gave her this huge montage. They even put in a scene with her and Lance that we didn't get to see. So it was an unaired version where the two of them was smooching at a fair or something like that. Oh, somehow it was leaked. Got it. Okay, so there is a leaked version of this show. Child, who over there trying to risk their job, leaking versions? I have to go find this shit. Oh my goodness. That is something else. On and Philo, part 2 was a 10 out of 10 for you. So rate it, give me a rating in the chat. What did you rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10? Now I put it over there on my stories on IG, and it actually rated pretty high. Let me look again, child, just to make sure. People might start hitting that button. Oh shoot, hold on. I got like 50 comments over here. Hold on, child. People are talking to me. Okay, let's see. Okay, so different people are saying that they saw it. Some people are saying it was on Philo. I did not see it on Philo in the area that I am in. So I don't know if it maybe showed like West Coast versus East Coast or something like that, but I did not see it. Oh, it looks like it might be on TikTok, child. Hold on one second. I got to mute y'all so I can hear it because somebody else just sent me it. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm still listening to it. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Okay, I am back. I am so sorry. I did have to listen to that scene. Pearls officially clutched. Pearls officially clutched. Okay, so um listen, I was sitting here doing my notes for this show, and all of y'all were sending me messages about this damn clip. Apparently, the unaired version from my show, from my TV, did not play, but Destiny did accuse Melody of her and Martell actually of buttering her up, trying to, get her ready for some activities. And Melody said, "You are a lie straight from hell." Okay. She gives some scenario. I guess they were asking her, when did it happen? And she was talking about, while I was over at the house, and I guess Chris and Nell Fletcher were also there. And she said, "Well, I'm telling y'all what I heard." At some point, Destiny said, "Well, everybody left and we were still there." And then Nell Fletcher said, "Well, you should have got your ass up and went home then, if that's how it was, playing out." So it felt like Nell Fletcher was kind of taken up for her child. This is some dirty work. It is a dirty business. It's dirty business. Okay. At the end of it, basically Melody said, "I don't know what the hell Destiny's talking about." Destiny accused Melody of actually having, it sounded like to me, a relationship where this may have happened before with her and Martell. Child, I'm getting the impression that some shit is about to pop off or go down, but baby, nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome. Woo. Uh-oh, sorry about that. I have to turn my volume down before I get myself in trouble. Woo, listen, let's get started. I am thank you for sending me the videos. Thank you for sending it to me. I will say this before we even get started. You could definitely tell that Melody and Destiny has some feelings, okay, before this shit, when they were doing the scenes, even though they cut it out. Let's see. A lot of y'all said that y'all thought that I think it was a lot of high scores, but some of y'all who were coming in low were coming in low. So it felt like it maybe y'all were giving it altogether collectively about a 7. Where is it at? Need to see it on TikTok is where I was, the videos that I just saw. It's playing low, but there's a guy who filmed it and he's talking too loud. You don't have to worry about me airing the leaked version because this is my channel, child. I'm not putting that up there. But come on in. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Now, Chicago's in the house on her Instagram. I'm not putting it on my Instagram. Not yet. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. So 506 of y'all are here. Let me just make sure that y'all didn't do me dirty, child, because I know people hate to hit that damn like button for whatever the reasons. But let's look. Let's look. Hit the like button, damn it. Hit the like button. Only 192 likes. There's 500 of y'all in here. That's horrible. Okay, keep hitting the like button, please, and thank you, so we can get to it. We're going to talk about this damn show. I'm going to tell y'all what I did see that literally knocked me off my rocker, because I was like, somebody was talking way too much when everybody was filming, and they forgot what the hell they said when it came to the reunion. Now, the reunion filmed in what month? Was it October or November? For some reason, I feel like it was November. Melody ended up leaving the show in December officially. She said that she had quit in December, but I feel like the show, the actual in October. No, it typically films in October. It did not film in October this year. This year, I think it filmed in November. Because I think Melody had a TikTok live like November 2nd or some shit, maybe November 22nd, right before or after Thanksgiving. Okay, so people are saying it filmed in October. Okay. Okay, okay. It typically does film, I think. Okay, keep hitting the like button. Thank you. I'm going to get the official date, but for some reason, I feel like it filmed in November this year, that they were late filming it because the show was late. Okay, so it picks up exactly where it left off. They are rehashing the scene where Kimmy is addressing Mel about accusing Maurice of having lipstick on his lips. And so they're rehashing the scene where Kimmy addresses Mel about accusing Maurice of having lipstick on his lips, right? That was when he was had the mug shot. Melody already said in the part 1 that she didn't give a shit either way. She actually says production had asked her questions, made her put her up to it. She says she did it. Okay. You can tell that a lot of conversation was had in that scene that they actually cut out. But Mel ends up saying, you said you didn't want to discuss it. So I'm like, I'm not going to talk about it. That's how Melody said it. Then you hear Kimmy say, listen, that's bullshit. And I said it during the conversation. So the conversation where they're talking about the lipstick. She said, I told you that when we were talking about it. She said, you're basically saying that you didn't want to talk about it when I wanted to. So I'm not going to talk about it. And then she made she started cussing here. And this is where Mel, you could tell, was like, I'm out of this shit right now. But she said, when Mel doesn't want to talk about something, then we simply don't effing talk about it. Now, when she says this, everybody on the cast is dead silent except for Destiny. Destiny laughs out loud here, but everybody else is really stone-faced. When you are looking at them, they're kind of looking down at Kimmy like, damn, you giving a lot. Like, where's this extra energy coming from, right? Then you hear Kimmy say, just wait for the facts, right? Again, everybody else is dead silent. Mel doesn't say anything in the moment, but you can tell by her facial expression that she's really offended. And then she basically just reiterates what she already said. You told me you didn't want to talk about it, so I didn't. And actually, she also said this, because when she said you didn't want to effing talk about it, she said, first of all, I never told anyone on this stage not to bring your feelings to me. So she's pretty pissed, and she feels like Kimmy is given this narrative that is not accurate or true for her. So she wants to get that shit out there. But she said, after she says that, she said, you told me not to talk about it. And so I didn't. Now, while she's doing this, and she makes a comment, I didn't tell y'all not to bring your feelings to me. Destiny says, well, doesn't matter because they're not received when we're bringing them to you. So they're not received. Mel looks over at Destiny and says, I'm talking to Kimmy and Carlos, not to you, in other words. Then Destiny, she keeps talking. She keeps interjecting. Melody looks over at Tisha and Kimmy, or Tisha and Marceau, and she said, this is the same stank ass energy she was giving me at the Taco Tuesday party. You remember that? Now, Melody went all the way back to Taco Tuesday, and I'm sitting here watching this shit play out because, listen, Melody just gave us that scene where she said, or not scene, where she told us on her live. Me and Destiny wasn't even really cool like that. Destiny is running around here crying tears when her and Melody filmed the scene, and she's looking Melody in her eyes, mouthing the words, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And they're hugging each other. Now, I told y'all before that I felt like this friendship was a lot more than what we have been, told, because we are dealing with a Scorpio and a Taurus. And typically those two signs, when they're done with some shit, they're done with it. You're dead to me. You don't have to ever worry about me talking to you again. But for whatever reason, child, Destiny has all these fucking feelings and emotions. Pardon my French. I'm actually going to try to stop cussing for the rest of this, review, because it's too much. But Destiny has all these feelings and emotions, and I'm kind of like, where is all of this coming from? Where is all of this coming from? I still have that on the screen. Let me take that down. Sorry. It's just too much. I know a Taurus, okay? Taurus is, listen, when they're done with you, they are done with you. Water signs, when they are done with you, they are done with you. Destiny and Melody had more energy than anyone else on the panel. Anyone else on that stage, they have more energy for each other, and you could tell. So I'm just like, and we remember what happened after Taco Tuesday, right? And when I say when you're done with you, they're done with you. After that Taco Tuesday scene, which again preceded, I think when it first started going down, Melody, they were all in Las Vegas. Let me just give y'all a reminder. They were all in Las Vegas. Destiny did not like that Tiffany was asking Tisha questions about her marriage. And Destiny kept, making comments to Tiffany, telling her she was going to whoop her ass and drag her and all kinds of stuff. Melody was trying to reel Destiny in. And she was like, girl, this isn't even who you are. Like, let her do her scene. Tisha can take care of herself. What is this about? And Destiny was like, do you like her more than you like me? What's going on? Are y'all friends now? Like, Destiny was given such possessive energy during that whole moment. It was crazy. Destiny ends up, after they all come back to Huntsville, Melody ends up throwing a Taco Tuesday party. Everybody was invited, including Tisha. She was breaking bread with everybody. Tisha came in, brought her that wine. They're outside in the backyard at the cabana or whatever, and Destiny is late. And when she gets there, she has to knock on the door and call because she's late. Why would she keep her front door open? When Melody comes and answers it, Destiny is full-blown off the chain. Full-blown off the chain, comes in, sits outside with him, and she starts going back and forth with Mel yet again. We get that scene, and then we hear, basically at the end of 2021, Melody goes over to Destiny's house, gives her a hug, and said, that's it. You're not coming into 2022 with me. Okay. That was the end of that relationship, and it played itself out from there. But like I said, for these things to have, broken off the way they did back in 2022, the energy that we are seeing on the stage right now is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But Destiny was cussing everybody out on stage, even here, including her boss, Carlos King. Child, we'll have to see if she gets another contract to come back, but it was nasty. Okay. But while Destiny's doing all this interjecting, while Destiny's doing all this interjecting, we got Martell over there giggling and making little snide comments. And then we have Marceau on the side saying, gather her up, gather her down, gather her whatever. He's saying all of that shit. It was confusing to say the least. But at the end of it, Melody just ignores everybody else. Okay. And then we get the second scene. And this time it is with Nell Fletcher. Correct? Yes. So we get this scene with Nell Fletcher. Now, Melody appears to be carrying a conversation that was already had with Maurice and Kimmy over to Nell Fletcher at this point, because she says something to the exact effect of trying to give an example of how things fester. Okay. And she brings up how Nell waited 6 weeks to tell her that she was upset about a conversation they had at the house regarding being Melody's mentor, or being Nell Fletcher being her mentor. Right. So you can tell that the scene is cut. But when she goes, I don't know why she would hold that conversation, Maurice says something like, so he says, why do you think that is, Melody? Why do you think that she would hold on to that? Mel said, I don't know. You have to ask her. How would I know why they would hold on to that? Okay. But again, you can tell the scene is cut. So whatever it is, they're trying to have a conversation about how people take their time bringing Melody information. And Mel had already shared more than a half a dozen times on this show that she really doesn't have time for people who don't come to her when they got a problem. She's kind of like encouraging you to come to me if you got a problem. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell you got going on. I'm not going to, sit around and try to figure it out either. But when she says this, Nell Fletcher gets emotional, right? She gets emotional when she's about to tell her what's going on. And y'all remember, I think it was season 8. So within the same season for the reunion, Nell Fletcher had this entire scene with Dr. Francis and her family where they all said, we don't like to bring you shit because you are basically a drama queen. You blow things up. You make things that's a level 2 or level 3. We just looking for advice, a level 100. So we don't like to bring you stuff, right? Well, this is what happens in this scene. Nell Fletcher goes all the way to this emotional, well, I was, I remember you saying I wasn't your mentor. And that really hurt me because, and she just, starts doing her shit. Now I'm cracking up. I'm not going to lie. I'm cracking up because once you know who a person is, I listen, y'all know I make fun of Nell Fletcher all the time. She is a personality that I recognize because me and my sister, we had an auntie that used to do this shit. Like I told y'all all the time, you could be sitting around laughing about something and having a good time. And she was just out of nowhere would just, turn it into something else. So we'd be like looking like, what the fuck? When did this happen? But baby, Nell Fletcher is in her moment. And even though she's in her moment, she was very careful with how she worded what she was trying to say. Okay. So she's like, well, it really did affect me. Okay. That's the point she was trying to make say like, yeah, it did take me to 6 weeks because, I had to process and it took me a little bit, but I was mad at her. I was mad as hell, but Okay, fine. I think that at some point, once you recognize a personality type, you allow that personality type to just be, because if a person is what they are, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Mel knows who Nell Fletcher is. The problem here, which I told y'all last time, is Chris Fletcher chimes in and he dials it up 1,000. Nell Fletcher said what she had to say without actually mentioning her mama. She didn't say anything about I was leaving the house or anything like that. She simply left it on her and Melody and how she was upset. And I actually appreciated that because Nell Fletcher is going to be Nell Fletcher. That's the situation, period. Everybody's going to be who they are. Melody's going to be Melody. Destiny's going to be Destiny. Everybody's going to be who they are. I didn't expect for Chris to dial it up because he should have shut up. But Chris joins in and said, well, the real problem is she was leaving her mother when her mother was dying and she could have been at home with her mama. No, sir. No, sir. We didn't need that. Nobody needed that. That was the part of the conversation that didn't need to happen. But he says it. And now, because I did say that Nell is a drama queen. And again, she had therapy for that. She went to therapy. Her kids, her bonus kids, they all said it in hell. We know that Lexi is about to talk about it on her channel, okay? So if y'all ain't following Lexi, follow her, but she got some shit to say. She said, listen, that's the only person I ever really actually dealt with. Never had a moment one-on-one with my papa, just Melody. Or Melody, my bad. Sorry, y'all know these names get me confused. Just Nell Fletcher. So if that's the case, we know what it is, but Chris dialed it up. And now I'm kind of curious, child, because y'all already know Chris might still be holding a bone, holding a grudge from when Melody called Chris out and said, listen, weren't you out here making women sign NDAs? Like Candy Burris and Todd Tucker. Okay, aren't you out here making girls sign NDAs when you out here having your affair or whatnot? And what did Chris say when Melody said that? Put it in the chat right now. What did Chris say when Melody said wasn't you out here? Okay. Give me them likes, y'all. Thank you, Chronic. Give me them likes. Hit the likes, hit the likes. What did Chris say? Because listen, Kimmy was upset. What did Chris say when Mel called his ass out? That's Maurice and Marcel. See, Kimmy got all in her fifis when Chris Fletcher actually says on the damn show. That was Maurice who used to make women sign those damn NDAs, okay? And Mel said, well, you did it too. And he was like, well, that was back in the day. That was a long time ago, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? That's right. It was Maurice and Marcel. Look, that's why you have to pay attention to the season so that you can call the shit out when stuff is happening. He already snitched. He had snitched on it. He made everything right. So while everybody's getting pissed off about lipstick versus not lipstick, Chris Fletcher had already called their asses out. Okay, let's move on. That was the aha moment. But then Nell Fletcher, like I said, she ended up, after Chris makes that comment, she said, listen, Nell did piss me off, but everybody on the stage know how I feel about Melody. Even the people who think I should feel different know how I feel about Melody. Okay? Melody rolls her eyes and she basically lets everybody know in that scene, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I am done with all of y'all. Okay. Now, when that happens, Nell Fletcher also makes this comment that she's forgiven Melody. I've forgiven Melody for what happened. However, we're not back where we used to be. So for all of those weeks that she had allowed to pass her by, and we even seen her do that live where she said, I hadn't talked to Melody and all that shit. We know that she was still harboring some feelings, and whoever she was talking to about it, instead of talking to Melody about it, was like, this is where you need to drop her off. And she said, I even though people have been saying that, I still have a soft spot in my heart. I will not just abandon Melody and toss her aside. Mel rolls her eyes because at this moment she didn't toss Nell Fletcher aside. I don't know why people aren't paying attention, but they got to pay attention. Go ahead and hit the like button. I don't know why you guys are playing me. Hit the like button. And then that's when they take a break, okay? Whenever things get too hot, it looks like Carlos King is saying take a break. So Melody gets up, and Tisha and Marceau actually pulls Melody to the side, okay? And this is interesting. This is an interesting conversation because it's Marceau who's trying to put Melody back on her throne, okay? He's trying to make her, look, this looked like some hard shit that you might have went through, but he says to her, listen, Mel, you sometimes when people are talking to you, you got to be able to, just listen and hear them out, because right now you are proving their point. And then he says, you do what I do a lot of the time when you don't want to hear people out because you think that they are full of shit. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? So Marceau in that moment is saying, look, child, me and you, we on the same page. We're on the same page, okay? I know what I just saw is bullshit, but you and I are the same. We don't like to give people attention when we know what they're saying is dumb. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. While everybody else is kind of, walking out and doing their thing, it's Tisha and Marceau who stay back and they're talking to her. And then when they go to their dressing room, because they got this little thing where they're going back into the dressing room, it's a heated debate. So they want to keep those conversations going. So they're going to the dressing room. I think it's Marcus. Marcus is back there and he's asking Tisha and Marceau, what do you mean when you said gather? Does Melody gather? So it looks like maybe when Marceau was saying gather her up, he was telling Melody to gather Destiny up, I'm assuming, because that's how Marcus says it. He goes, does Melody gather people up? And Tisha said, you need to go back and watch first season. Hell, when doesn't she gather people up? She loves to gather, okay? Edges, gather them, okay? Pull them all out their socket. Anyway, while she's doing all of that, saying, well, we come to Melody, she just doesn't listen to us, Marceau is standing to the side, and he is mums the word. He is mums the word. In fact, I wish I would have took that picture. Hold on, maybe I have it. Hold on. In fact, here we go. Let me see if I can blow it up. Can y'all see this? This is what Marceau looked like when Tisha started laughing at Kimmy for saying the effing stuff. Look at his face. He is completely stoned when Kimmy is talking. He's not giving a reaction, even though his wife is right beside him, clasping her hands up over her mouth and cackling. He's just looking at Kimmy like, you might be doing too much. That's the energy I got. So y'all have to go back and look at it. But he's like stoned. He doesn't crack a smile. He doesn't do anything. So I thought that was interesting. So someone said, Scorpio Vibe said, no, he was telling them to gather up Melody. No, I saw it. That's what I said, that it looked like Marceau was saying, gather her up to Destiny, because Destiny was the one talking. However, when they go to the back room, Marcus makes the conversation like it's someone else, like it was him telling Melody to gather them up. That's why I said, what's going on? Was he not paying attention? Because when Marceau was outside, he goes, Melody, you got to just let him gather you up. Anyway, does that matter? Marceau is the one who is coming to Melody's side in that moment, okay? Let me get back to my notes, child. Hold on. Okay, when Marcus goes back to talk to Melody about that same scene, Melody says, I feel like all of those people on the other side sat and had a conversation about what they were going to do or say to me, because I feel like they are a bunch of Martello meters over there. Okay, so we got the Mars soldiers and the Martello meters. I don't understand. But yeah, so that's how the scene ends, okay? Let's go to next person up, which is Destiny. So everybody hit the like button, please, and thank you. Let me see what y'all got so far, just to make sure that I'm not getting robbed over here. Hit the like button, please. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Y'all, I should have a lot more likes. Keep hitting the like button, please, 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 because I'm about to drop some tea that y'all need to carry back to the other pages, okay? Because not everybody been talking about it. I don't think anybody's talked about it. Anyway, so when we get back, we got Destiny. Destiny Payton is on the stand. This is clearly the scene that they edited on my TV to, pull out that whole grooming conversation. But right here, we get this montage of everything, bringing Destiny back to the season. Carlos did not waste any time. He's telling her, welcome back. Everybody is clapping except for Melody right here. And then Carlos says, listen, a lot of people said that you didn't give a lot to the show, the many years that you were on it, including Kimmy, okay? So Destiny admits that she wasn't in a good place when she was filming previously, but now she is. She said she needed to heal about some things. Kimmy said, yeah, maybe I didn't give her enough consideration, that she was going through some shit. I said, Kimmy, you're lying, because when Destiny was saying she was going through some stuff and that she was actually doing X, Y, and Z, you were the main one saying we all going through stuff. Child, we all get bad edits. We all do this. So you were the main one letting her know that she lying. So I thought that was interesting, but she did try to, at this point in time, support Destiny. Like, oh, well, I might not have given her enough respect or whatever's going on. Okay. So anyway, hold on. Carlos also makes the comment, Destiny, you and Martell are very close. Do you maintain this friendship with Martell off season? Which was very much implying that very close was, romping around in the hay. Now, this is probably the part where all this grooming conversation actually starts. But she says this, Destiny makes a comment, I maintain friendships with everybody on and off the show. Then he asked Destiny if she was attracted to Lance or if she was just using him for a storyline. I thought that he was giving Destiny some tough questions, which was good. I'm not saying that it was tough and that he shouldn't have done it. I'm saying that, yeah, go on ahead and get all the shit out there. Just get it out there, okay? Because maybe y'all know something we don't. When you talk to your producers, what are y'all telling them before you even come on for the season? Destiny said, I've always been attracted to Lance, and that they've always had chemistry. And she said she didn't need to use it for a storyline. Okay. Yeah, Destiny and Carlos was straight up shading each other. Like I said, Destiny, I don't know if you got your contract, boo, to come back, but you definitely was pushing some buttons. Now, this is when Carlos says, well, how old are you, compared to Lance? And Destiny said, I'm grown. And he said, well, what's the age difference, Destiny? And she says about 6 or 7 years. Now, Nell chimes in and said, listen, you're 42, right? And Destiny denies it. She says, no, I'm not. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is the type of shit that the people in the audience, the people that are watching the show, oh, excuse me. She said there's 9 years between them. There's 9 years between them. Okay, you're 42, right? There's 9 years between you. Destiny says no. No, I don't even know where you got that from. Nell doesn't know me enough to know how old I am. Like, she's doing all of this. Lord, child. You got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them when you are on TV, because this is shit that is easily verifiable. Am I right? You already told us that you were you went to school with Martell, correct? You said that shit on the show. You and Martell went to school together, or you was at one school, you were a cheerleader, Martell. You were definitely cheerleading at the games that Martell was at. So if Martell is 42, then you're 42. Okay? Easily verifiable. Know when to hold them and know when to effing fold them. Okay? Because at this point, you should have just leaned in on the shit and said, listen, I'm 42 and a half to be exact. Okay. And someone say, well, didn't you and Martell go to school? I'm 42 and a half to be exact. Okay. And then going ahead and shoot it out like Nene said, my birthday is in April, bitch. You got to stand on it. You got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. And I swear to God, Destiny be folding every single time. I don't even know why. There was no reason to lie about that. This was an old happy birthday moment and she should have did it, okay? I am 42 and a half to be exact. That's all she had to say, but she didn't. Now things are really going left after this. I think Carlos says some shit like, no, wait a minute. Before we even get there, while all of this is happening, Martell has this hoity-toity smirk on his face while Destiny is making all these little snide remarks and comments, because she is not liking at all that Carlos and Nell Fletcher are coming for her. She is messing up. Okay, so people are putting that she'll be her birthday's in May. Y'all are totally missing my point. My point is that she should have pulled a moment out of Nene Leakes' book. Okay, she should have pulled a moment out of Nene Leakes' book when she was talking to Phaedra. And she was like, you went to school with my brother. You're older than me. I'm 43 to be exact, bitch. That's how you play it. No, well, you're much old. I'm 43 to be exact. That's how you play it. This is the problem with what happened on the scene on this reunion. Nobody knew how to stand in what they were doing. Okay. You got to stand in it sometimes. You can't play the other side of the fence when the shit is easily verifiable. It shows that you are green behind the ears, and it makes other moments that you have, it makes you look like a liar. So you got to stand in what's true. Stand in it and be proud of it. Okay. So that was the point I was trying to make in case y'all missed it. But the truth of the matter is, while all of this is going on, her and Martell are giving eyes at each other. Martell has this hoity-toity ass smirk on his face, and Melody looks like she wants to lasso both of them like a wild pig and hang them from a rafter. Like there was so much going on in the scene, and they kept, pulling these scenes of Melody's face. But like I said, because they cut out that grooming scene, where all this ugly energy is coming from, right? Because that's what's going down. Destiny's talking about how she's dating other people and trying to make it seem like, she got other things going on. Nell Fletcher then says, I used to think that I wanted to have Destiny as a daughter-in-law, but not anymore. Then she says that she doesn't think that Destiny is forthright. She also said that she thinks that Destiny likes to hide things, which is, bringing in that whole Destiny is a liar narrative. And she said that Destiny got some growing up to do. So this is all the shit that Nell Fletcher is saying to Destiny, and it is smacking Destiny left and right. She is getting popped in the face, the head, about the shoulders, about the head and shoulders. Okay, she's getting pounded on, and she is making all kinds of faces and staring down, glaring at Nell, rolling her eyes. It was a whole thing. Now, after all this shit happens, Carlos King leans over to Destiny, put his cards in front of his face, and says, child, you better start dating some other men because they don't want you as a daughter-in-law. Okay. Now, when he says this, Melody actually puts a smile on her face. You can tell that she was laughing deep down inside, but she was smiling. I mean, she was smiling at Destiny. She knew that was a smack in the face, okay, at the end of the day. But Destiny is looking pissed. She is disgusted. She knows what's going to happen next in regards to the internet. But it's done. I think Carlos King also asked Nell Fletcher, what does Lance say about Destiny? And Nell Fletcher says something like, he says she's a nice lady. You might as well call her ma'am. She said, they said she's a nice lady. And then Destiny says, that's because I am one, as in I am a lady. And when she does that, Carlos looks down at the floor like, I don't know about that. That was such a shady moment. I'm surprised Destiny was able to stay on the stand, okay? Stay on that damn panel. At the end of the day, Destiny got her ass toe up in this scene. I forgot everything that went down with Melody. Okay. Destiny got tore up in the scene with her and Nell Fletcher. Let me see what y'all got to say. Yeah, she did. So Tisha did look, Tisha did say to Nell Fletcher, because Nell Fletcher looked Destiny up and down, looked her up and down like she was a piece of shit. Yeah, so Destiny is clearly a cougar. We were calling Kimmy a cougar. Destiny's a cougar too, child. She likes the boys hot and young. But I thought that was hilarious. But again, it was one of those situations where Destiny did not, she was not expecting it. She definitely did not want to be called a liar. She was called a liar. It was bad. It was very, very bad. Now, I got a question to ask y'all, and I'm going to need to take a poll in the comments, okay? Let me see where y'all at. All right. So who remembers last year there was a conversation between Carlos and I think an ex-producer of his where he said that LeBerick was given a contract to return to Love and Marriage Huntsville after he and Destiny divorced. It sounds like LeBerick did accept the contract. However, there was a scene that I think he wanted him to film in, him and Destiny. And I guess he said no, he was not filming with Destiny. Really? Okay. Not filming with Destiny. And he got really upset and he gave the producers an ultimatum and basically said it's either her, it's either me or her. This is some tea for y'all. It's either me or her. And they said he was pretty upset and that they basically chose Destiny. And he said, I'm done. Right? So we all know that Martell and LeBerick were actually friends. They was friends since Head Start, okay? Since the Head Start program, that's where those two met, and they were friends. Then he gets married to Destiny, who wants to be this actress and all this shit, right? And because of him, Destiny had an opportunity to come onto the show based on his relationship with Martell. But he gets back, they go back to the show. Both of them were given a contract. He said, listen, this is my friend. This is my friend, my opportunity. That bitch needs to go. And pardon my French, y'all know I'm not trying to call women bitches, but you know what I'm saying. This is being very lighthearted. She needs to go. And they said no. They kept Destiny. They took LeBerick off. He said he didn't want to have anything to do with it, right? And then we also know that because of things that happened in their relationship, him and Destiny had made an agreement in their divorce decree for her not to speak about him or their relationship on the show. And LeBerick also provided paperwork to Reign, saying to Kingdom Reign, saying, you guys can't talk about me. Are y'all all on top of this? Okay, some of y'all are saying, oh, wow. So I knew that not a lot of people heard it. Now, I'm saying this to you because this was always the perspective that I was coming from when I was listening to the Sonny and Moses story, because I was saying, okay, there's some shit that's not adding up. Okay, yes, you are correct. Good. I just want to make sure that you guys, that some of y'all did hear it the way I heard it, because I know how easy it is for people to be like, you're lying, Diana. I'm not lying. This is true. He did come back to the show. He ended up quitting because he said he wasn't filming with his ex and he thought that she needed to get the boot. He asked for her to be fired. Got it? Okay, now let's fast forward, because this might be the reason why we got that 24-year friendship between Destiny and Martell. Okay. They might have, conjured up that story because, it was out there. He didn't want them on the show. He did not want her on the show specifically. So with all of that being said, you can bet your bottom dollar that LeBerick did not. Who else do you think LeBerick didn't want on the show? Put it in the chat. Who else? If he didn't want Destiny on the show, who else didn't he want on the show? Put it in the chat right now, because I need y'all to use your discernment. Use your discernment. If he didn't want Destiny, his ex, on the damn show, who else did he not want on that show? Not his son. No, it was Martell's. Listen, it's Martell's show. So who else would he not want on the show? I don't want Destiny on the show talking about my. That's right, Donna. Thank you. Let's start thinking about this with a little more common sense. Moses. That's right. Now, I said this before. I know I talked about it in my Facebook group, because I got creamed in my Facebook group, because I said, y'all are cracking me up. If he didn't want Destiny on this damn show because of everything that went down between him and Destiny and him questioning the paternity of his son, who else does he not want on this show? What slap in the face are you giving? That's right. Let's Listen, I know that sometimes, thank you. I know it makes sense because sometimes a narrative will get pushed. And when a narrative gets pushed, it's hard to think outside that box. So that's why y'all come over here to me, if for no other damn it reason. I told y'all that there's some people playing in people's face right now. So I'm bringing this up to y'all before I even get into this part, because y'all should have connected these dots. Now, when I was connecting them for you, I got creamed. She deserves to be on the show. She didn't. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There's something happening here that nobody's paying attention to, and I need you to see it. So that's number one, okay? He put a clause in his divorce decree asking her not to have this conversation at all. The only person he didn't ask to have a conversation with is Moses, because he don't know Moses. But I can tell you that if he is any kind of man at all, he definitely wanted to give him a two-piece, okay? Period. So let's start there. Now, let me also jog y'all memory, because this is what they didn't show in the clips, in the previews. They didn't show Moses showing up with a t-shirt that said Law Logistics on it, and then saying he named his son or his business after Destiny's son. That is a dig. That is a bad dig. Okay. Number two, after he makes that comment, y'all remember they were filming, Sonny and Moses were filming with Chris and Martell. They give a look like, God damn, what's going on here? And Chris Fletcher says to Moses, what, you decided to stick with it? Like you decided to keep that name, Law, knowing you could have changed it at any given moment? It takes literally 2 seconds and $5 to change the name of a business. He sat there and he laughed at that shit. And then in an interview Moses has with Dustin Ross, he calls Dustin soft. I mean, excuse me, not Dustin. Dustin is hard, child. He calls LB soft. I knew Destiny, or that LeBerick wasn't Destiny's type, just by looking at his picture. That ain't the type of man she go for. Are you listening? Because now we can get into the scene. Because I hate when sometimes when I be trying to talk to y'all be whooping my ass in them comments. Sometimes y'all be whooping me in the chat, and I'm like, I know I'm making sense. I'm talking about basic human nature. This isn't some secret. That man came on the show to do one thing, period. Okay, now we can get into it. Oh, I forgot to say this also. The which came first, the chicken or the egg, was also solved. I'm not going to let you do that to Dustin. I like Dustin Ross. Okay. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? It was solved in this scene. Carlos tells all of us that he invited Destiny back. She was already had the contract to come back. He tells us that in the scene, okay? And that he saw that Sonny and Moses has gotten married, and then he invited her onto the show. Is everybody listening? Because everybody kept saying it was the other way around, and I know that Sonny kind of alluded to it too. If anybody remembers, this is another thing, if anybody remembers an interview that Sonny did with Millie Chan, okay? Sonny actually has this conversation with her. Millie Chan is saying, Sonny, why would you bring this shit to TV? Like, basically, she was saying you were in your most vulnerable part of your marriage. Y'all only knew each other for a little while. You get married very quickly. You're trying to have a baby. Why would you bring all this shit to TV? Like, this is a horrible thing that you could have brought. And Sonny actually says, yeah, I know, but he's only doing a little bit of time, which felt like the wrong thing to say. This is only a little bit of time compared to what he's already gone through. If you were that child, not child, because Moses isn't a child, he's a grown man. But if you were his mama, that's the type of shit that makes that you look at somebody sideways, like, whoa, Don't do that. Don't do that. But she says that, okay? And I kept thinking this would have a bad situation. This would be a bad situation in the family structure, okay? Possibly. But she also takes the time in this interview to explain how she got on the show. For those of you who might have forgotten or didn't see it, she said she was actually considering coming back as a producer. And she said that this was going down before the marriage. They got married in December. The podcast event was in January. Before December, Sunny says, I was considering coming back as a producer. Who remembers that? Put it in the chat if you remember. I know everybody's stumped, but let's get to it. You do remember, okay? Y'all can go back and listen to the interview. She says, I was considering coming back before the marriage. After the marriage, and the pictures go up, she said, I guess the producers saw the pictures. I guess the producers saw the picture, and then they asked me to be a part of the show. That would have all happened before the podcast. So in this reunion scene, when she says, and Kimmy asked her, so you're saying that you weren't asked back to the show or you don't know anything about the show before the podcast, she lied and said, that's right, I didn't know. So somebody's lying. I don't know what the actual end result is, but it's a lie. Period. Okay? Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me for eating kale and taking my magnesium and having a great memory. But I remember this type of dumb shit. And it's always been what it was. Okay. I can't help it. It's just who I am as a person. But this scene is completely untruthful. Kimmy said, I think the conversation in the scene, so when they go back and forth and Destiny is saying to Sunny, listen, the only reason why Moses came to this show is to hurt me. And Melody starts laughing like, heifer, you delusional as hell. What is going on? Okay. You're full of shit. And Destiny takes a moment to lash out at Melody, but it looked like she was lying when she says it. But she makes a comment. That's bullshit because back in July, you and Sunny got together and this was going to be the storyline. Now, I don't know how true this is because it doesn't even feel right because Carlos ends up interjecting and saying, just so that we can clear the air, that's not true. Melody didn't know anything about it because we didn't even ask her back until, we found out that her and Moses had gotten married. And they point blank says, I asked you back first. And when I saw you were coming back, I ended up seeing the picture and then blah, blah, blah. But Sunny told us, or the public, that she was considering returning, that she was in conversations with. Her exact words was, I was having a conversation with the production team and I was trying to think about how to come back as a producer, right? Now, here's the other part that you need to know. Here's another part that you need to know. She said, I wanted to come back as a producer. She lives in Missouri. That's where her husband lives, right? That's who she's dating. They're having this mad love affair. He's on probation. Sunny and everybody on the production team already told us they film about 6 months out of the year. So for 6 months, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sunny who gave all these details. She goes to a hotel room. She doesn't pay attention to social media. She's really just, hard-nosed and into production. So why would she have left the man, the love of her life, somebody that she was trying to have a baby with, that she had already started the in vitro process with? Because if you know anything about in vitro, you're on a schedule. You have planned, timed medication, time medication. She can't just walk away from the set to take a shot. She gotta know what's happening in her life. She can't just walk away from the set or filming to go and have an ultrasound. That is a huge part of your life, and you got to be ready at any second. You got to be ready to go in for that procedure at any second. So there's something that just didn't gel right. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I know the reason they gave doesn't make sense. Because the one thing that all of us have been asking questions about is, why did you choose the most vulnerable time in your life, your marriage, you trying to build a family? Why would you choose that most vulnerable time to bring to the TV screen when you knew that it was going to be under all this scrutiny? Why did Kimmy come behind Carlos King's explanation with a question? Probably because she knows something different. The same reason I was sitting there asking the question. That's why I was like, God damn, this ain't true. None of it is true right now. Her entire story isn't true. Period. I said it. Okay. Um, don't know why she asked it. Does not matter, because at the end of the day, she got herself tripped up. She got herself tripped up, and it is what it is. Thank you, Miss Lady, for blessing the channel. Thank you for blessing the channel. I appreciate you. Mrs. Lady J. But that's what we need to be thinking about right now, because I told y'all already that there's a lot of people who think they could do what Mel did, but they can't. And I also said that Sunny tapped out after 2 episodes. After 2 episodes, she tapped out. Period. Melody has lasted for 9 seasons, and she understood the story she was bringing. She also knew who Ariane was. You know why? Because we listened to Ariane talk for 5 minutes, and we was like, that girl dumb as rocks. Melody had talked to her before, so she knew what type of person she was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And she was still able to push through and live out what she wanted to live out. So that takes a lot of strength and courage. And that's what I meant when I said not everybody, most people actually, most people didn't have what Melody had to do that. And I would say that to be true. Okay. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's what it is. And I get it. I know a lot of people have been pounding the ground real hard. But right now, both of them are not telling the truth. I mean, I shouldn't even say both of them aren't telling the truth. I will say Sunny has a really huge story, and she did not play that right. She didn't play it right. There's this montage of Sunny that they played. I think they lost interest in Sunny because she was lying. Sunny's story was not great. I'm just going to put it out there. It wasn't great. They give us this montage of flashbacks for Sunny. Sunny, in every scene, it was not hitting for her. When they actually come back from the montage, Melody makes a joke and says some shit like, time for a break, because every time things got hot on the stage, Carlos said time for a break. They just played clips for Sunny, and Melody makes the joke, time for a break, and everyone burst into laughter. Everybody burst into laughter. Okay, that's the fact. That's the fact. But I am watching at home, and I do everything I can to protect my mind, because I understand how easy it is to trick people into thinking something that isn't true. I get it. But I'm telling you, if you're paying attention to shit, you can see it. They give themselves away every time. And she gave herself away. She said too much. And she really tries not to talk that much when she's doing interviews. She really doesn't answer questions completely. She'll give you like a little piece, like, oh yeah, that's what I thought too. And then you guys fill in the blanks for her, but she doesn't really say yes, no, maybe so. You know what I'm saying? Sunny was on the podcast January 17th, 2024. She got married in December of 23. Correct. But she said on Millie Chan's channel that she was in negotiations to return to the show as a producer. I don't know if that's true or false. Does not matter. What I do know, if she was in IVF treatment, because I was a manager of an IVF clinic for 9 years. You are required, and she said how strenuous the job was, how she really, everything has to do with the cast and just staying focused on filming and all of that stuff. She said she doesn't even watch social media. I know that if she is trying to be in a relationship or a marriage, this, love affair, as she said, Destiny was in this torrid love affair with Moses, and for 15 years or whatever the numbers are, who knows? It just, it's just not the whole story. Moses and Sonny are really married. They are really married. It was just that why the whole point of the matter is people were under the impression that Sonny was asked and then Destiny got asked because Destiny was needed a storyline. Destiny was asked first, is what we need to know, because it was already established right there in part 2 of this episode. Destiny was asked first. That's number 1. Number 2, some of the things that Sonny said didn't add up when she was saying it in her interviews, and then it kind of got played out here in a way that didn't support her story. She said that she was asked or in negotiations, conversations with, to return as a producer. She also said that before they even got married, they were starting IVF treatment. When you start IVF treatment and you're trying to come back as a producer, those two things don't add up, because being in IVF requires a lot. It requires a lot. You almost got to take off from work, or you got to let your employer know whatever your PTO time is, I'm going to be using it. I'm going to be using it. There's going to be days that I'm not going to be here, or I'm going to come in late, or got to leave early. There's a dedication to IVF, and you got to do it. It's thousands of dollars. They were already doing treatment before the marriage. So when she was saying some of this stuff, I was just like, this doesn't make sense. And now it doesn't make sense still. The truth of the matter is, in the scene, Destiny says that I believe that Moses came back to hurt me or try to, because Destiny didn't let him on the show. Melody said, listen, bitch, you delusional as hell. That doesn't even make any sense. But there has to have been something that would have made Sonny and Moses risk everything they risked. Because again, vulnerable relationship, trying to get pregnant, just, still trying to learn each other, know each other, just got married. Now that man is in a jail cell. He's in prison. It makes no sense. At the end of the day, a lot was sacrificed. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and it shouldn't have been. Maybe she thought she was trying to do both. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You give $6, $12, $8,000 to an IVF clinic, and they tell you your ass need to be here. In fact, people fly in from all over the world to be where they need to be for IVF treatment. Okay. If you are coming in from California, you're coming in from California to St. Louis, you're going to stay in St. Louis the entire time. IVF clinics actually have like deals with hotels so that their patients can stay at a certain discounted rate, just to make sure that they can stick around for the treatment. Well, we can assume whatever we want to assume, but the fact of the matter is, it was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. Okay. Nope, you don't. That's not how IVF works. When you come in, you are on a strict schedule. Thank you, honey. I'm an IVF warrior. IVF is taxing, but you're still on a strict schedule. but very doable. Most shots are in the evening and ultrasounds happen a week or so before. So it was possible she was doing it. You think it's possible for her to have gone to because look, production is all day. According to her, it is an all day schedule. So you think it was possible for her to do? I don't think it was possible for her to do. But it doesn't matter. The story doesn't add up no matter what. She could not have done. She said she was in negotiations to be a producer. She switched it to, I decided to become cast when they asked me about it. I don't know any clinic who does that. Typically clinics will actually say to you, if this is how you're going to play it, I will take you out of my roster, especially if you're trying to go from state to state, because we don't want to add you to a failed cycle. They don't want your failed cycles to add to their numbers. I don't think it was a lie about the IVF. I think it's a lie about the show. She literally lied about her coming onto the show and the reason why. She didn't tell the truth about the reason why. She didn't tell the truth about the reason why. That's it. Whatever her reason is, it's still her reason. She said it's nobody's business. Stay the hell out of it. That's how she put it on the set. People have, try to figure out what it is. We don't know. Maybe it was to give her some publicity for the TV show she was producing, but it does not matter. See, I lost everybody because people got mad because people are stuck in their story. There is a narrative that gets told. Sometimes the narrative doesn't fit what people have spent a lot of time investing in. And when you invest in those kind of stories, you can't take it. If it don't make sense, it's not true, and it's not true. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. She might say something different after she hears this, and 50 people send her this video and say, DYANAROZAY is saying that you're lying. But it is what it is, child. It is what it is. I used to negotiate rates with hotels so that my patients could stay at a hotel and do what they were supposed to do and all this other shit. I know that medication is a lot. She already told us that she was in what she called a Hail Mary cycle or some shit like that, because she said that chances are she would have had to take more medicine and all the things that could make you sick. So you are literally being monitored sometimes every day to make sure that your blood pressure isn't going up so high that you might have a heart attack or a stroke. There's a lot of things that go involved in it. There's a lot. So it requires constant monitoring. Anyway, long story short, she gets called out on stage to some degree. Carlos King says, listen, at the end of the day, you heard what she said. Is there any possible way that you could apologize to Destiny, make things right, smooth things over? She says, no. At the end of the day, I already apologized to her. She didn't accept it, did that, been there, done that, not doing it again. And Destiny makes a point of saying, listen, at the end of the day, don't do it again, because I wouldn't believe you anyway. You sit up there and put this picture up of Maury Povich and try to make it seem to me like I didn't know who the damn father of my child was, when that was never, ever a question. And it may not have been a question for Destiny. It was a question for her husband at the time, which is why I said this is something that Moses would have known. So if he knew that he blew up that marriage and had that man questioning the paternity of his child, feels weird that he would take it to his backyard, but they did. And so there was somebody who wanted to do something to somebody. There was some ulterior motives there, because I wouldn't have brought that shit on TV. But long story short, that happens. Now we're in the last scene. This is Trisha. Trisha. She comes onto the stage. There is a flashback scene that literally painted Trisha out to be the biggest liar on the planet Earth. Okay, and Mars, okay, and Jupiter, okay, all the planets, all the planets. It literally made her out to be a liar. Listen, Trisha, Destiny, and Sunny had the worst scenes so far. So she comes on, she sits down, they go through the montage, blah, blah, blah. And again, she needed to know when to hold them and when to fold them, but she didn't. So Carlos King is like, Trisha, what's going on? How did this play out? Trisha says, well, I was confused by how, filming and TV work. And so Carlos says, you were confused about telling the truth? You were confused about telling the truth? Okay. And she said, well, I didn't know how it worked. He knew me and I didn't know him, and I knew him and I didn't know if he was going to tell the truth and say that he knew me. And while she's doing this, again, it was just one of those moments where you had your hands over your face, you were looking through your eyes. Everybody on the set is like, girl, like still, even now, you can't get the shit out. Okay. But Carlos just goes through this gamut of questions. When did you go to Martel's house? How did you know him? Did you sleep with him? Did you do this? Did you do that? She says no to all of them. I didn't sleep with him. I don't know. He was a perfect gentleman to me. He didn't do anything to me. He just talked about Melody the whole time, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So then Carlos looks over at Melody and he said, Melody, do you believe that Trisha slept with Martel? Melody starts laughing and said, what the hell are you asking me for? I don't know. So she's like, at the end of the day, I don't know her, so I can't attest to her character. I know my ex, and he'll sleep with anything with fucking legs, okay? So after he says that, Martel gets upset, child. He gets upset and says something like, well, your roster longer than mine or something like that. Whatever he said, it was ignorant. Oh, and he does this little joke before they even come out, after they do the montage, where he stands up out of his seat and walks off like, I'm leaving right now. Not funny, actually stupid. Carlos calls him back, and even Carlos looked like, sit your ass down. We're trying to film. You're wasting my money. Okay. So after she gets done with that, right? He asked Martel, did you sleep with Trisha? And Martel says with the straightest face, no smile, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to tell the truth. We slept together. And then he counted to 10 because it was the longest pause ever. He didn't say we slept together. No, I'm just joking. He said, I'm going to just tell the truth. We slept together. Silence for like 10 seconds. Everyone is like, God damn, what is going on? And then he goes, no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. After he says that, Ken says, that wasn't funny. But again, the seed of doubt has been planted. Not that I believe that you could have ever came from up under it. But at the end of the day, he says it. It is not a joke. Trisha starts laughing. I wish she wouldn't have laughed. I wish she would have been like, Martel, that shit wasn't fucking funny. But she starts laughing like, no. Oh, okay. I thought, girl, no. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny for him to say. If you guys didn't, stop letting Martel put that kind of shit on your head. Oh, I also want to say this about Tisha and Sonny, but hold on, let me just wrap this shit up. Ken saying it wasn't funny, and that's how the scene ends. Okay. Trisha's never coming from up under that, and I told y'all that before. I told y'all that I think the last episode when her and her man got in a fight. And he was like, you're the problem. It's not him, it's you. Okay. When Ken was saying all of that, because that's how that montage they gave us for the scene, Ken starts screaming, you're the problem. When he was doing that shit floored me. Okay. I was cracking up. But all of that to end this scene, again, they have gotten through it. It looks like they've gotten through it, and they're okay now. It was something that happened before him, but lying on television is the wrong move. It does not help you at all. You are on a TV show. You do season to season. They're going to pull the shit that you said 2 seasons ago and put it in the next one. You know what I'm saying? If you're lying, you've got to be honest as you can be. And if you don't want to answer the question, say you don't want to answer the question, but you got to know the game. You got to know the game. And she didn't know the game. Okay. But going back to, Sunny scene with her and Destiny, there's a part where Tisha says to Sunny, it was uncool for you to sleep with, your friend's man and blah, 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 blah. She was trying to, jump on Sunny on behalf of Destiny. And Sunny says to Tisha, didn't you sleep with your friend's man? Didn't you sleep with your husband's man? Because that ain't what I heard. Lord have mercy, child. When she says that, Marceau, kudos to Marceau. Kudos to Marceau for not jumping in all the girls' business. He actually sat back and let Tisha fight her own shit. He looked over at Sunny. He looked her up and down like he wanted to say something. Like he could have said something, and he decided to leave it the fuck alone. And I actually thought that shit was hilarious. She could have been lying about the IVF cycle. She wasn't lying about the IVF cycle. There was a video that she had put up on her IG page that actually had her protocol. It was an actual IVF protocol. It had her name on it. It had all the medications, what day she was supposed to take them, what time she was supposed to take them, when all of her ultrasounds were scheduled, all the way to the oocyte retrieval, which is the actual procedure where they go in and take the egg. So she actually, you would have to pay for that. It wasn't a lie. I think she did it. And that's what it is. Okay. Marceau rarely defends Tisha. Well, he does, but if he has to, he jumps in it. And you could tell his mind was thinking jump in it, but he let everybody fight their battles, including his brother and Kimmy. He did not jump in it. Marceau liked to do that little jab shit. He didn't do it. I actually thought that Marceau, maybe he doesn't drink anymore. I don't know. Maybe he cleaned himself up. The brain works different when you don't drink. But anyway, that was it. We're going to see next week what happens with Mr. Woot Woot. Mr. Woot Woot is coming to play next week, so we will get to see that. But really, I thought it was a decent episode. I know some of y'all, after I averaged it out, y'all gave it about a 7. I'm gonna give it an 8. I actually liked the episode. I thought it was decent. I thought Carlos made it a point of putting everybody in the hot seat, because we don't usually see everybody in the hot seat. The only 2 people who have not been in the hot seat is Marceau and Tisha. Marceau and Tisha has cruised, okay? Except for Tisha putting herself, in everybody else's business, in particular, Sunny's. Everybody else, it was a cruise situation. After Destiny called Melody out and tried to, put that little grooming conversation out there, Melody did not give 2 shits. She was laughing hard at everything that happened with Destiny after that, to the point of where Carlos was like, Melody, you are laughing very hard. Let me in on what it is you're laughing at, okay? He wanted to know what was going on. And that was pretty much it, y'all. But that's it. I appreciate y'all for hanging out, okay? Make sure y'all go back and look, or maybe y'all can contort the truth. I'll see who needs to get blocked later in my comment section, because you can't handle it, okay? We'll find out. But outside of that, thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Mel was cackling shit. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. What else? Spread the word, child. Spread the word. Tell everybody what I said, child. Because I know she got a big final interview. But I said what I said. I ain't taking it back. It is what it is. Okay. What else do I need y'all to do? Hit that like button. Share this video, please, and thank you. Become a subscriber if you are not already. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye, guys.